Exactly.
Wait, what do you see? Said the blind man who heard the deaf man say he saw Sugar Free just dropped the bomb and it went booyah. Then, while I'm feeling them years, 2025 feelings I move in a real way. Now, sometimes I like a nice, hot, proper, tearing head full of sweat from sex on the couch first. And when it starts feeling good, you always stop and say, oh, my balls out her and them cheering. Baby, that kid so bad, she'll pitch you up to the hospital, whoop your stick.
Jeffrey came over with a spoon. Like, can I play with the Spider-Man? I'm like, no.
Won't catch me holding hands, kicking cans, walking a tightrope, saying she loves me not, man.
Exactly.
It'll be tough to forget this evening. How about your surroundings here at Balfour Bay? And hopefully we'll have a memorable
Sucking
fight
it
as well.
out.
Alongside me is John Wilson.
With my luck, I'm like, yeah, I can't get out of that. That's funny. Goes to the
Fighters, this is just one of those things.
It's time for our tale of the tape. It's Roy Jones Jr., 160 pounds. This guy won a championship as a heavyweight, remember? 5'11" tall with a reach of 74 inches. And facing him, it's Sugar Ray Leonard. He's 175 centimeters tall with a reach of 179.
We'll be talking about this fight for years to come. This is one of those classic fights that everybody wants to see.
It's Roy Jones Jr. He won world titles at 4 different weight classes, including the heavyweight championship of the world.
Sometimes she gets regulated. All the way lighters right now.
Sugar Ray Leonard, an undisputed welterweight champion, and he won world titles in 5 weight classes.
You can hardly hear yourself speak. The fans are going mad for this.
Usually you don't need a weather report for a boxing match, but we certainly do today as we fight under the sun.
You've got the fresh air, you've got the breeze, but you've got the fans baying for your blood, wanting to see you win or lose.
What a great venue, and what a great matchup. Cannot wait for this one. The time has finally arrived. These two men have been jawing at each other for months. The talking is finally over. Now it's time to fight. Nice job by him to block that jab. No rest for the weary. How about that time counter shot? Good defense stopping that jab. Sometimes when you're fighting a counter fighter, the rounds can get a little boring. You get trigger shy because you know if you throw a punch, one is coming right back at you.
You're fighting a counter puncher, you've got to dummy a shot. Make them react from that, then react then. I know it's hard to think that way, but counter punchers, they're watching your every move, that every twitch.
Good fight so far. Both of these fighters have had their moments.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. Just like a match made in heaven.
You'd like to see more jabs. Misses with the jab. Can't find a home with that jab. That hook was thrown with some bad intentions. Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. Talk about Roy Jones in that last round. I promise you, all 3 judges here are going to give that round to you-know-who.
Dominance without it.
What do we expect to see here in round 2? This fight has been very one-sided. What are we going to have in this round?
Todd, my motto is If it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round. Everything.
Whoa, Johnny! Roy Jones Jr. in trouble. How did they not go down?
Defense is everything because they got shot once. They know they can get caught again. So for now, just defense. Work on defense. Blocking and stopping and shooting.
That counter punch caught him clean. This fighter is all about finesse, using a lot of angles and lateral movement. Whoa, Johnny! Can you believe it? Roy Jones Jr. is on the back foot now. A true champion knows how to get out of trouble after they got into trouble, and it appears the onslaught is over, at least for now.
Now they've got to wake up. They've got to get on the back foot, clear the head a little bit, then jump back into it again. It's all about the hustle. Get back on it.
We're at the halfway point of this round, and both of these fighters have had their moments. Still could go either way.
Perfectly matched. Skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them. More than happy.
That one will count. Hey, those punches add up. You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. Let's talk about Roy Jones and now on to the third. Coming off that fantastic last round, let's see if he can keep his momentum going.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
Beautiful counter punch. That counter shot lands. Every time they drop their guard, they get caught. Is he going to punch himself out, though? Beautiful counter shot. You can tell one of these fighters is starting to fade. What does he need to do to get back in this contest?
Midway through the fight, if you are tired, this can be the loneliest place in the world. If you cheated, now we're going to find out.
Big shots from both these fighters. Got to be careful, though.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
Good counter punch. They exchange punches. Swinging big and missing big with that hook. Well done with that counter shot. A very competitive round with 10 seconds left. Let's talk about Roy Jones in that last round. The game plan does not seem to be working here. What's he have to do differently?
The bell, sometimes it can be the sweetest sound.
Take the round off. Right round. Now relax.
And there's the bell to start round 4. Off their stools and ready to go. Let's hope this round is more competitive.
They've had 1 minute to recover. Now they've got to bluff it. They've got to bluff it. They've got to come out now and style it out. Get on the back foot, jab, rest on the jab. Be smart and pop until your legs come back. Then put the pressure on.
Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. Catch and shoot. Power is obviously the great equalizer in boxing, but when you know your opponent is relying on that so heavily, how do you deal with it?
They know the second they touch you, it's done. They're that powerful.
Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. Back and forth they go in this round. The momentum continues to shift.
Perfectly matched. Skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them more than happy.
Can't land the jab there. Every time they throw a shot, they get countered. Every time he throws a punch, a receipt is coming right back. Good job stopping that uppercut. Very close round with 10 seconds to go. What a knockout headshot. Let's watch it again. And they knew it when they threw it.
Even I've got to see that again. Where did that come from?
Talk about Leonard in that last round. Well, he's got... Here we go in round 5. Who's going to land the first big shot? Gotta be feeling confident heading into this round after knocking their opponent down twice.
2 knockdowns in that last round. There'll be sheer panic in that corner. What do? Do they throw the towel in? Do they let him come back out again? Because they know their fighter is like a lamb to the slaughter.
And Sugar is in trouble. I don't believe what we're seeing here.
It's been a tough round so far. It's been a tough round. What do they do? What do they tell him when he goes back to the corner? How are they going to get through this?
Nice counter shot. You hear people talk about a boxer's chin. Do they have a good chin? Do they have a glass jaw? Those are questions that are being answered here tonight.
I've seen some fights with a granite chin. You can hit them with a sledgehammer. They are not going to move. But then I've seen some mad punchers with a chin like a crisp. As soon as you touch them, they're gone. And this is the danger spot.
This has been a very competitive round between these two.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. Just like a match made in heaven.
Missing with the left uppercut. Nice counter punch right up the middle. Oh, a gut-busting right uppercut. Both men step back for just a moment. This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. Talk about Roy Jones in that last round. Well, it's no secret who has the advantage after that last round. Let's see what they have in store for us in the next one.
As long as they don't get complacent, you think this...
Come on, straight work. They'll have that.
Let's start the 6. Well, there's no doubt about who won that last round. Let's see what he has for us here in the next one.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
There's a counter shot. In the build-up to this fight, Johnny, this power puncher told us, listen, I don't care if it's round 1 or round 12, I've got enough power and confidence to end this in one shot.
Look back in the history books. Some of the best fighters in the world were the middleweights. Yes, the glamour division is the heavyweights, we know. But I'm telling you now, you look right there, these guys are on it. Fast, sharp, powerful. It hurts, and you can imagine that being you. They're the size of an average man.
And he wasn't ready for that counterpunch. What a round so far as we've reached the halfway point.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
Tried to score with the uppercut. Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there would be some more action here. His stamina is off the charts. This round could go either way. 10 seconds to go. Talk about Roy Jones in that last round. As bad as boxing judging can be sometimes, there's no... Here comes round 7. That last round was huge for him, Johnny. How does he keep the momentum going?
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
One of the best attributes to have in boxing has nothing to do with boxing. It's how well you can take a punch to the face.
This is when you get in the ring feeling like you're King Kong because you know you've got a chin that is not going to get dented.
You can tell who's stronger and who's faster. Oh my goodness, I want to see that one more time.
I've got to see that again.
It's going to take more than that to keep this fighter down.
That is a show of character. When you're put down, your ego's hurt, your chin's hurt, your body's hurting, and you've got to get up, suck it up, and think, right, I'm back in the game again. It's so hard for a fighter.
Halfway through the round, and they're struggling a little bit.
There's a lot of work to do, and you know what? It's hard to pull back. Don't get into the habit of losing. Don't get into the habit of being second place. You've got to change the habit. You've got to change something, because otherwise, why should it change?
Back and forth they go. It looks like he's going to survive the round here, but just barely. Let's talk about Sugar Ray. And we enter the 8th round. Last round was a disaster. What can they do here to turn this around?
I have no idea what they have left. How do you come back from something like that? Not on twice? Where's your head at? Where's your energy levels at? It tells you you've got nothing left.
He threw a punch and just got countered. We both know who the bigger power puncher is. There's a significant power difference. How would you handle that?
The middleweights are the best you can ever come across. Obviously, the glamour weight is a heavyweight, but the middleweight is the size of the average man or woman. When you get in there and you're letting the shots go, you've got power, you've got speed, you've got pace. You can stand, you can dance, you can do everything. We can look back in history. You know the amazing fights at middleweight are ridiculous. That is what writes our history books.
Can they figure out the combination to this safe?
Skill for skill, tap for tap, just like a match made in heaven.
And he scores with the counter. They need to be careful they don't punch themselves out here. Holding nothing back here in the round. Threw the uppercut but did not score. This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. Johnny, it was a very close fight until the end. In the end, we get a split decision.
A split decision, I've enjoyed that. I actually forgot the rounds rolled by. The rounds were that close, they flew by. But what excitement. I could watch another 15 rounds of that. They probably can't do it. But
We've got high hopes for this contest with these two fighters. Should be a really good matchup. I'm Todd Grisham. Alongside me is Johnny Nelson.
about time too.
Time for our tale of the tape. It's the incomparable Roy Jones Jr., 160 pounds, 5'11" tall with a reach of 74. And the man he'll be facing, it's the incomparable Roy Jones Jr. He tipped the scales at 72 kilos, 180 centimeters tall with a reach of 188.
There is no joke about this.
It's Roy Jones Jr., one of the greatest. Roy Jones Jr. He won world titles at 4 different weight classes, including the heavyweight championship of the world.
This is going to be an intense stare before the fight starts.
This bout is scheduled for 8 rounds of boxing. In the red corner, from Pensacola, Florida, here is a middleweight, a super middleweight, a light heavyweight, and a heavyweight champion of the world, Roy Jones Jr. Fighting out of the blue corner, from Pensacola, Florida, here is a middleweight, a super middleweight, a light heavyweight, and a heavyweight champion of the world, Roy Jones Jr.
All the talking has been done. It's time to start doing the walking.
Take the phone off the hook. This is all I wanted to see right now, right in front of you.
Thousands of fans here in attendance tonight, but when the bell rings, there will only be 2 that we're talking about. These athletes have promised us a war. Let's see if they deliver. Got him with a left jab. He threw a punch and just got countered. Those counter punches have to hurt. Well done with that counter shot. And just as quickly as the action slows down, it heats back up. Punch, counter punch. The straight right just misses. That counter shot lands. There was so much hype surrounding this match, I wonder if it can actually live up to the hype.
This is not just hype. We are in for something special tonight. What an arena, what an atmosphere, what a build-up.
Can they figure out the combination to this thing?
Skill for skill, tap for tap, just like a match made in heaven.
Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. And he wasn't ready for that counter punch. They walk away from each other and then run right back into trouble. Cannot throw out a lazy jab in this fight. You'll get knocked out. You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. Talk about a one-sided 3 minutes. We just saw it. Here we go, round 2. Who's going to land the first big shot? Coming off that great round, let's see if they can build on momentum here.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
Catch and shoot. This counter-puncher is going to wait for you to move first, and then will strike like a snake. Keep an eye on this guy.
You're fighting a counter-puncher, you've got to dummy a shot. Make them react from that, then react then. I know it's hard to think that way, but counter-punchers, they're watching your every move, that every twitch.
That hook won't score. Nice counter counter punch right up the middle. Halfway through the round, and I don't know who's got the advantage. Great stuff.
Perfectly matched. Skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them. More than happy.
Insane action. No rest for the weary. How about that time counter shot? Can't score with that jab. Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. Nice counter. Despite what the judges' scorecards read, they're... Whoa, wait a minute! Roy Jones Jr. in trouble. Well, this is the time that the trainer needs to come in and say something special. This fighter needs... Let's get it started in round 3. Not the start that they wanted, but let's see what they can do in this round.
That was a tough last round. Now you've got to make sure he doesn't put it on him. That's what he's going to try and do. So tie him up, hold him, lean on him. Don't get drawn into a fight. Not yet. Not until your senses have come back.
They exchange punches. A perfect counter lands. Every time they drop their guard, they get caught. A lot of effort being exerted here. Deciding to let it all hang out here in this round. Every time he throws a punch, a receipt is coming right back. They better start respecting each other's punching power. He needs to be careful not to punch himself out. And he just missed with that left jab. Punch scores. This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. They've got the momentum, they've got the advantage. How do they carry that into the next round? On to the 4th we go. Well, there's no doubt about who won that last round. Let's see what he has for us here in the next one.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
They call it the chin. How strong is your chin? Do you have a glass chin? These are things that can affect the fight.
Don't get trigger happy because all of a sudden you're going to be gassing yourself out trying to get that shot, and that's when they catch you.
They miss with the jab. You'd like to see more jabs. The straight right just misses. And he scores with the counter. What do you think of what we've seen so far from these two boxers, Johnny?
Let me explain to you about a fast fighter that's got hand speed and footwork. They're relaxed. They're confident. They know they just have to quick burst, boom. In a split second, they've let 4 shots go. Their footwork has got them out of the way. And these guys are so relaxed. And that's why they can maintain this all the way through a fight.
both going for the KO. It's so obvious. A very competitive round with 10 seconds left. Pretty dominant round there. Let's see how they respond here in the next round.
As long as they don't get complacent, you think this is too easy. If they keep...
Here we go in round 5. Who's going to land the first big shot? After a really strong round, let's see if they can finish the job.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
There's a counter shot. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. I think it's safe to say one of these fighters certainly has a significant speed advantage. You can tell who it is.
So you're getting in there with someone that's so fast, you're prepared to take a licking because you've got to get some before you get in close.
The only fear you have with this fighter is has he punched himself out? Beautiful counter shot. Nice counter shot. And just as quickly as it slows down, it heats back up. Both men step back for just a moment. Putting the pedal to the metal, but has to be careful that he doesn't run out of gas. Every time they throw a shot, they get countered. Very close round with 10 seconds to go. What we saw in that last round, it's pretty obvious who has the advantage here.
I seriously hope the judges kept that.
This is the beginning of round 6. That round was complete domination. Let's see if we can shake things up here in this round.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
Seen all the famous boxing movies, the training scenes, the gym work. That's what it all boils down to. Who's going to have more endurance?
Look back in the history books. Some of the best fighters in the world were the middleweights. Yes, the glamour division is the heavyweights, we know. But I'm telling you now, you look right there. These guys are on it. Fast, sharp, powerful. It hurts, and you can imagine that being you. They're the size of an average man.
Nice work to block that left uppercut. That counter punch caught him clean. By the way, the connect percentages have to be off the charts. Throws the uppercut but misses. Beautiful counter punch. Counter shot. That hook was off target. This round could go either way. 10 seconds to go. Well, we know they've got the advantage so far, but how does this match get... Here comes round 7. Last round, complete domination. Let's see what we have in store for us here.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. Stamina is so important for these two fighters because it allows them to use their skills throughout the match. It can all come down to who's in better shape.
What can they change? Can they slow the pace down? Can they hope to knock them out early? What can they do? They've got to concentrate and relax. Because you know what you can do in the gym, you can do it in a fight. They've got to relax.
That left-handed jab doesn't quite score. Good counter punch. Good counter punching. Throws the jab, but it doesn't score. Perfect counter shot. What do you think of this fight so far, Johnny?
Having so much speed, what happens to your opponent is you get cut to ribbons, and that's where the referee has to jump in and stop the fight. And you know this is going to happen, so you rush your work. You think, I've got to get him inside close round.
Nice counter punch. Catch and shoot. A very competitive round with 10 seconds left. Almost a 10-8 round. Complete dominance.
Dominance, without a doubt, made it look so easy.
Got that jacket. Just boxing. Just be
Nice round, good round, I like that, I'm happy. The jab's working.
the round, all right? It's only one round you've lost.
And we enter the 8th round. This fight has been very one-sided. What are we going to have in this round?
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
And he scores with the counter. These punches coming from every angle. When are we going to see a jab from these two? Beautiful counter shot. This fighter's sort of the death by 1,000 paper cuts approach. He'll hit you 1,000 times before you can land one.
The middleweights are the best you can ever come across. Obviously, the glamour is a heavyweight, but the middleweight is the size of the average man or woman. When you get in there and you're letting the shots go, you've got power, you've got speed, you've got pace. You can stand, you can dance, you can do everything. We can look back in history. You know the amazing fights at a middleweight are ridiculous. That is what writes our history books.
The stamina is off the charts. Good punch. Might want to think of holding on here for a minute. Very close round with 10 seconds to go. Some might have thought it was a little bit closer, but in the end, the referees are... Welcome to the very mysterious theatrical venue that is Cambrian Hall. And next to me for the broadcast, the one and only Johnny Nelson.
Hi, Todd. Nice to be here with you.
Time for our tale of the tape. And getting ready to fight here, Alexander Usyk. He's 6'3" with a 78-inch reach. Up against them, Larry Holmes. One of the all-time great heavyweights tipping the scales at 213 pounds.
Todd, this is well anticipated. I'm so looking forward to this tear-up. These two are really up for it. You know what? Nobody believes they're going to lose.
Alexander Usyk, the former... Here comes the Eastern assassin, Larry Holmes, the man that beat Muhammad Ali but never has really gotten his just due. Criminally underrated. Let's see what he's got in store for us in this one.
This is going to be one hell of a fight.
This bout is scheduled for 8 rounds of boxing. Fighting out of the red corner, here is the Olympic gold medalist from Ukraine, an undisputed cruiserweight world champion.
So they stare into each other's eyes one final time, touch gloves, and get prepared for battle.
Todd, it's a pleasure and an honor to be here at this venue. It's going to be something special.
So a capacity crowd here for this one. We've been waiting a long time for this matchup. Here we go. These athletes have promised us a war. Let's see if they deliver. Which one of these athletes is going to say, I can't take it anymore? Well done with that counter shot. They exchange punches. Swing and a miss with that hook. Nice counter shot. The perfect counter lands. You can really feel the buzz in the air tonight. So much hype here in this arena.
You have some fighters that are big show, big arena fighters, and they bask in this, they love this, they are born for this. You have other fighters where this would be like the rabbit in the headlights.
And he scores with the counter. Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. Tough to be a judge in this fight as both fighters have had their big moments.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them more than happy.
They're giving us a high-tempo show. The big Ukrainian in big trouble. I thought that was going to be a knockdown at least.
Defense, defense, defense is everything. Because
Blink and you miss it. Good thing we can watch that all over again.
shot from the gods, they say. A shot from the gods.
They are going to surrender. No mas. So there you have it. It is official now, and that is not...
All right, I went over the rules. I want you to protect yourself at all times, and what I say you must obey. Good luck. Do your business.
You've switched off completely. You're switching off, and you're starting to make mistakes. I need to go back out there and switch back on. Get focused, get your mind back on the job, and get...
Let's go.
Focus now, focus. Big deep breaths, big deep breaths. Calm yourself down, calm yourself down. Come on, breathe, breathe. Get your mind back on the job. That was a god-awful.
Yes, I like that round. Good round, you feel?
And back.